no makeup on, I really wanted to take some time to sit down and do a really quick tutorial with you. Everybody's going back to school and it's nice to have something quick and easy and simple that helps you feel put together before you start your school day off. When I was in school, I didn't really wear makeup. If I wore makeup, I wore concealer and mascara, and that was probably it. Sometimes blush or bronzer because I loved that in high school, but I am not a morning person at all. I'm still not a morning person, so I had to choose either my hair or my makeup. And since I wasn't into makeup yet, I typically chose to make sure my hair was straight. So today I'm doing like a bare minimal makeup look. It's really simple, really quick and easy. I'm not a makeup artist. I want to make sure I say that because I don't want you thinking that what I say is like something I've learned over time. It's something I've learned by watching other YouTube videos and learning from my sister who has been to makeup artistry school. But these are things that work for me, so I thought you'd enjoy them. So if you're ready for the tutorial, jump in and we'll get started. Okay, so I've already done my eyebrows. I just used the Gimme Brow in the shade Light Medium. Even if you're doing bare minimum makeup, I feel like it's important to do your brows because they really set the tone, give shape to your face, and make it look a little bit more put together. So I'm going to start with the Step 1 Skin Equalizer by Makeup Forever. This is the smoothing primer. This is just the little baby size. I've been using the baby size of the POREfessional, and I like it, but I really don't have deep pores in my skin, so I wanted to try something different. That one's running out, so might as well try something different. So I'm really focusing on my T-zone and my chin when it comes to using a primer. That's probably where I have the most fine lines and the most pores that I do have. I do have pores, I just don't feel like they're very noticeable. Obviously I have pores because everybody does. So I'm just using a smoothing primer to prep the face. I've already washed my face and put a moisturizer on it. So primer is the next step. Then I'm taking my beauty blender. I am going to put on foundation. Like I said, in high school I probably would have skipped most of the makeup altogether. I'm going to put on a foundation because this one's really lightweight and easy to just dab on. But if you don't feel like you have time for that in the morning, I would just skip or maybe even do a BB or CC cream, put it in your fingertips, rub them together and just like spread it on like you would a moisturizer, because foundation isn't a necessary step for everybody, especially in high school. I've been out of high school for a while now, so I like my foundation. I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and this is in the shade 117. It's a little bit darker than I would normally wear if it weren't summer, and it's a little bit lighter for summer, but I love it. I've been using it non-stop recently. So I take 2 pumps on my beauty blender and I just dot it all over my face. I've noticed that I do better when it's on my beauty blender. I have kind of put it on my fingertips and dot it all over my face like I am now, but for some reason I just like the way the product goes on better when I do it this way. So I just put dots all over my face and I am just dabbing that in. Easy peasy. It's just makeup, people. So I feel like I haven't sat down in front of the camera in forever. I did film my Stitch Fix video, so if that's not already up, it's coming up soon, but it should be up before this video, so probably that is already up. Please help me figure out what I'm supposed to keep. I'm leaning towards the 2 things that I mentioned at the end of the video, but you know, I love hearing other people's opinion. I feel like women especially always, you know, are harder on themselves than other people would be, so it's nice to hear someone else's opinion. And I have Justin's opinion too, which is always nice, of course, but he's not a girl. He doesn't know what trends are and stuff like that. I'm not giving him enough credit. He's good. Okay, I'm just taking this down my neck a little bit. You want to make sure it's feathered down your neck so that it really blends in with your actual skin tone. And the reason I like this foundation so much is because it looks like my skin, but it's just a little bit better. You can even still see my freckles, which I like that in a makeup because it doesn't completely mask the skin underneath, and my test is whether or not I can see my freckles still. Okay, so I spent a lot of time dabbing that out, but it's probably just because I was talking to you. So I have been using 2 Perricone MD products that I think make this go a lot quicker and a lot faster. And the first one is the No Bronzer. This is the full size, and I will say it's 0.3 fluid ounces. It is expensive, but I'm never going to go through this, I don't think. It's in a dropper form. So you open it up and it's in a little dropper. And when you use it, use like 2 or 3 drops. So I've been taking this on my fingertips. I just do 2 drops right on my middle finger. Actually, I do 3, I lied. And then I tap my fingers together, and I just put that where bronzer would normally be. So I do 2 dots like right underneath my cheekbone, rub my fingers together again, and then do a few up here on my forehead where the sun naturally hits. And there typically is some left over, so I just kind of take that up on my forehead again. My hair is going to be so gross in that one spot. And then I go back to the Beauty Blender and I just blend it out from there. I think that's what makes this so quick and easy. In the mornings before school, I would not want to be bothered, like I said. So if I had something this fast when I was in high school, I probably would have been good to go. So that's all blended out on that one side. So you can see it gives a little bit more warmth than on this side where it's kind of one-dimensional. So that's quick and easy, just blending it in, literally just tapping with the Beauty Blender until it's not harsh anymore. I do try and take it up into my hairline and back towards my ear, just so again, you don't have that stark line where your hairline ends and then your makeup begins. It really looks best if you blend it back and into the hairline. Okay, so that's it for bronzer. Quick and easy. You could easily, after all of the cream products, you could easily set them with powder bronzer, powder blush. I'm not going to do that because I kind of like that it's just fresh faced, but it's definitely something you could do. So next, the other Perricone MD product I've been using is the No Blush Blush. It comes in this one shade, again, expensive, but it is beautiful. I will say my top cracked. I don't know if you can see that. My top cracked. All I did was screw it on and I was making sure it was on tightly and it just like popped up like, I don't know, like a lid. I was so disappointed. So I actually took it in my bag to Austin this past week and it got all over my makeup bag. So I won't be traveling with it anymore, but it still works really well. So this is different. It has a different applicator. It has a doe foot applicator. So I just do 3 dots right on the apples of my cheeks. I know that looks intense. We are blending it in with the Beauty Blender. What's nice about the Beauty Blender is it will pick up the excess product, and so you don't end up looking cake face or overly done. So again, I'm just gonna tap it in, focusing on the apples of my cheeks and then bringing it back. And it really just leaves a soft, natural flush to the face. It doesn't look like I've put too much blush on, which I am a blush fanatic. I don't really care if it looks like I have a ton of blush on because I think blush is they come in such pretty colors, so I want people to know that I'm wearing blush. I don't know. But in high school, you definitely don't need that. So even in college especially, you don't have a lot of time. Okay, I'm done with bronzer and blush, and so I will now move on to my concealer. I've been doing it last because my under eyes have a tendency to crease, so I've been doing concealer last. I've been using the NARS Creamy Concealer, and mine is in the shade Vanilla. A lot of people on YouTube have used this, and I just got into it. My sister got me into it. So I just do 1 swipe here, swipe under the eye. Doesn't that look gorgeous? It's okay, I told you, we're blending everything out. I have really harsh purple spots under my eyes. I feel like I've talked to you about this before. I know I have. I can sleep for hours and hours and hours on end, at least 10 hours a night, 12 hours a night if that's even possible, and I will still have very purple under eyes. It's just something about having thin skin right there. So I like a concealer that I can blend out quickly. Hello, that's already gone. But really covers up my under eyes as well. So if you're looking for a new concealer and you have dark under eyes like me, I highly, highly, highly recommend the NARS Creamy Concealer. And you can also, I like mine a shade or so lighter than my skin tone and my foundation because I just like the highlight underneath. So you can also take it on the chin, down the bridge of the nose, and right in between your eyebrows to kind of highlight a little bit more. So I am going to set, I'm like moving on before even telling you. I'm going to set my under eyes with the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Powder. This is the Micro Definition Powder. And I've been using this instead of like a banana colored powder or vanilla colored powder just because this is thin and invisible, and so I feel like it doesn't get cakey throughout the day. So I'm just really setting the under eyes, and I am going on top of my eyes and then just kind of bringing it down over my cheeks and around my nose where breaking up tends to happen, or like melting tends to happen because it's hot. And when you are walking around to your classes, it's going to be hot, so you're going to want it to stay all day. Okay, for eyes, one thing only, and it's actually a bronzer. This is the NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna. It looks like this. It's really pretty. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it. Nothing bad, and I feel like it's a really universal shade. But today we're taking it on a Sigma tapered blending brush. This is their E40, and I'm just taking it in the crease of my eye. This is not to do much. It's really just to, and there's Cooper. Hi, Coop. It's really just to bring some definition into the eye, kind of give it some depth. I'm just going back and forth in the crease, and then I'll wiggle it down across my eyelid, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do for eyes. I don't have time for eyeshadow, and if you do, then go for it. But I'm really trying to go as quickly as I can, just because, like I said, I want to sleep and sleep and sleep until I absolutely have to get up. Are you that person who presses snooze over and over again? I'm definitely that person. I will snooze like 5 times before I actually get up. And on my iPhone, that's a snooze every 9 minutes. So that's like an hour of snoozing before I actually get up. I'm just not a morning person. Curling my eyelashes. This is the eyelash curler from Tarte. I am still loving it. I think it's great. I mean, as eyelash curlers go, I don't think you can really go wrong, but I did have one from the drugstore last time, and the little rubber thing fell out all the time, so I am liking this a lot more. So just place your eyelashes in and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I kind of like to pulse it. I feel like that gives it a little bit more curl. And then mascara. Mascara is one of the last things I do just because I don't want to get it all over the place. So this is, I'm opening everything up before I tell you. This is the Dior Dior Addict It Lash. Oh, hello, Meg. Good Lord. Name's on the other side. The one I've showed y'all before, it looks like this. I've been told it kind of looks like their Real wand by Benefit. I haven't used that mascara, so I'm not really sure. Let me actually get my small mirror. I'm trying to look in my mirror that's right in front of my camera, but gotta break out the small mirror. I have bad eyes. So I will do 2 coats on top and bottom. Again, as minimal as possible because I just want to get the job done, especially if I have to be somewhere in the morning like school or work. I was in the office this past week at least 8 a.m. every morning, and that might be normal for some people, but for me that is early. I work from home, so I might be up and working at 8, but I'm probably hair in a ponytail, face wash but no makeup, and just sitting in what I slept in. So to have to get up and be ready, I'm not used to that. So I actually did this look a lot last week while I was in Austin because it was fast and easy, and I was put together without having to have too much makeup on. Alright, one more coat for both the top and bottom lashes. Oh, see, I told you I can do the top and the bottom now. We're learning. I feel like I can do it with other mascaras too, but I don't know. The It Lash is my holy grail right now, so I've enjoyed using it. And the other side. And then we'll call it a day. 2 more steps. Okay, calling it a day with mascara. I have to finish with highlight because I love it. It's just, I don't think it's a necessary step at all, but I always feel a little bit more glowy and put together when I have highlight. So I am using the Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Champagne Pop. This is the one that Jaclyn Hill co-collabed with them and produced. I talked about it in my monthly favorites. It's still a favorite. It's the only one I've used since I got it. So I'm just dabbing that on my cheeks with a tapered highlighter, the F35 by Sigma. Tapping it on my cheeks, calling it a day, a little bit on my Cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, and right there on my cheeks. Cheeks, that's a chin. Right there on my chin. And then lastly, I really can't be bothered with lipstick, so I'm using my Fresh Sugar lip tint, and this is in the shade Tulip. It's really pretty, just swash of color. I know I talked about these in my favorites too. Just a little bit of color. And what is that on my lip? I have chapped lips right now. Okay, that is it. I told you bare minimal makeup, very simple. This might be more makeup than some of you are used to wearing. So maybe skip the foundation, skip the highlight, just throw on a chapstick instead of a lip tint. Whatever works for you, change it out. But I just wanted to show you something that was quick and easy for me, and I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below your tips and tricks for getting your makeup on nice and quickly in the mornings, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye!